Hey, Lee's listening episode 10, and we got a special one for you because Kendrick Lamar performed at the Super Bowl halftime show, and I have the only person who should be here for this. He is the biggest Kendrick fan I know. He knows every song. I said this in our GNX review, so go check out our GNX review as well. But he knows everything. He also went to the Pop-Out show. He's the biggest fan. Only guy I could have on this. Anything Kendrick, he's going to be here. Mr. Chase Gordon, what's going on?
Lee, what is going on, my brother? Thank you so much for the intro. I feel like the world heavyweight champion of the WWE or something when you do that. So I appreciate it. And thank you for having me on again, man. I look forward to, I can say hello to future Chase when you're listening to this at work. Hello, how are you? I hope you're having a good day. But thank you for having me on, man.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I'm excited. I mean, we talked about doing this for a while, too, because I'm like, that would be a good thing to do. I need to have you on anything Kendrick, and I was so excited for this performance because the first solo hip-hop artist to do a performance, I guess Dr. Dre was more of like a collaboration with a bunch of artists.
Yes, sir.
I thought that was kind of a Dr. Dre one.
Yeah.
And all of his...
Yeah, the one he had 50, and Kendrick, you know, some people may remember Kendrick had a little part in that as well. So
yeah, he did All Right, I think, and...
Wasn't that when the Super Bowl was in SoFi?
Yeah.
So it was like the West Coast kind of, but
yeah.
as far as solo hip-hop act, man, first ever, man. So definitely a big moment, bro. And one, as a Kendrick fan, and two, as a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, so not having a rooting interest in the Super Bowl, it was nice to have something to look forward to during the Super Bowl. That was definitely nice. So.
Yeah, I was rooting for the Eagles. Sorry, shout out to Josh. He's from Philly. Had to root for him. So
for Josh, then we'll get an EAGLES Eagles.
Yeah, their fans are crazy.
Yeah,
it's something else.
Most definitely.
But I gotta say, I was probably even more excited to watch this halftime show.
Yeah.
I was really excited because I'm such a big fan, and
it's also the climate we're in now, right? Too,
Yeah.
where what's going on, the context involved with the situation with Drake. I've been obviously biasly saying to anybody that'll listen, this is probably the greatest year-long run we've seen a rapper go on. As far as getting into this beef, vanquishing the dragon that is Drake and exposing him to the public for what he is, then dropping an album with no PR,
no warning at all,
no kind of like sponsorship or anything towards it. It becoming massive,
an amazing album,
song of the year,
great body of work. Yeah, five Grammys,
right?
For the song, for the diss song,
halftime show of the Super Bowl.
Yep. Yeah.
And then kicking off a tour later this year that's at nothing but NFL stadiums. It's got to be. It is debatable. This is the greatest year we've ever seen from an artist in the genre. So, it's definitely something to look forward to. And I mean, everybody has, it's subjective, right? Everybody has their own opinion, but I think it lived up to it. I definitely think it was a performance that lived up to the hype.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think what you're saying about how he is having such a great year, I think that is why it's cool that he took this performance to make it a time in this moment, like a special, this is my year kind of thing, because almost. Like he didn't do old music. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are kind of upset maybe he didn't do some of his classic hits and stuff like that. But I actually kind of like that he took this time to be like, here's my new stuff, and also like this is the time in the moment. It fit the concept. Yeah, I thought he nailed it.
Peekaboo.
Yeah,
during the Super Bowl halftime, man.
I couldn't believe he did peekaboo.
Like, what in the world, man? Like, what a time to be alive.
What are they talking about that?
I wish if you could have seen me during this, if I had a live reaction of me during this, I started the show sitting on my couch, in full attention, and by the time he got to the end of it, I must have been like less than a foot away from my screen, standing up watching. Just 'cause
I imagine
it's like it's I saw somebody say something where it's like this run that he's gone on this year and not even just this year, just how far he's come, right? Because I've been listening to Kendrick Lamar since freshman year of high school, 8th grade. To see how far he's come, man, it's like, becoming a fan of a sports player when they're early in college and like believing in him when, he's not necessarily the name on everybody's lips in the draft. And then he proves everybody wrong, and he does win the Super Bowl, or he wins the championship, or overcome what it feels like, just coming. And it sounds corny, but like being a fan of this guy, from the mixtapes and the albums, and being kind of a niche following or a niche sound, to where it's like now here he is at the halftime show of the Super Bowl in front of a worldwide audience, in front of an audience every year that jumps onto the top 10 most viewed live broadcasts in human history. That is just, it's insane to me, as a K-Dot fan. It really is cool, man. It really is super cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that he took this moment to just do his thing and kind of like give a big fuck you, I guess, to like all the people, the establishment, and like
the status quo,
society, I guess, telling him he shouldn't talk about this, he shouldn't rap about that, be more polite, be more accessible, be more poppy, be more
inside the box,
do man. This, and that's Samuel L. Jackson's character in this, right, is Uncle Sam just being like, oh, come on, what are you doing?
That's
You're too ghetto. Yeah, it's
exactly.
too ghetto. We can't do that. And then he does the more smooth shit with SZA, which I loved, and then then Samuel L. Jackson's like, that's what you're getting closer. You're getting closer. Don't mess this up.
Exactly.
So that's for people who don't know, like that is super cool for Kendrick fans as well, because Uncle Sam has been a concept in Kendrick's music for a while. Like To Pimp a Butterfly is when he first, motherfucker, Uncle Sam, I'm your dog. Motherfucker, you could live at the mall. And it's like the temptation of
Lucy.
Lucifer. Like he compares it to kind of Lucifer, like like the temptation of money and not being like a humble person and stuff like that. It's
I think I saw, and we're gonna get more into it in a piece by piece basis, but I saw opinions, and it's everybody's got their opinion. Music is subjective, this may not be everybody's cup of tea, right? And I saw a perspective from that side where somebody was like, I liked a couple of years ago when The Weeknd did it because it was just good music and there was no hidden messages or symbolism, or I didn't have to think blah 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 blah. And like I understand that and I get that, but like from where I'm coming from, it's like those movies that have these massive cult followings where there is no 100% answer to an ending of what happens to a character or why something happened to a character, and it's left to the interpreter to interpret. It's left to the observer to make a decision on what they're seeing and give a feeling based on that, and that on top of good music, on top of a good sound, on top of a good performance, to me is just icing on the cake. The symbolism with the guys dressed in red, guys dressed in blue, guys dressed in white, sometimes it's an American flag, sometimes they're divided, as like it's a gang thing, depending on what side of that they're on, all of the symbolism there, the symbolism with Uncle Sam, and kind of like staying above this bar of what is acceptable, to a degree. I think both of us can say, as white guys who enjoy hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Like there is a kind of hip hop, whatever you want to call it, you'd be like, oh yeah, I could show this to my parents or your average parents, right? Maybe not our specific parents, because ours may be more open just because of knowing us as their kids, right? But like you wouldn't like off the top of my head, even peekaboo, right? You wouldn't play peekaboo for the average white people's
Parents,
parents.
especially? No.
Right?
No way.
And so the fact that that's on the Super Bowl halftime, right?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some people who were not happy, but
about it.
I mean, that's just a song talking some shit, and I love that. And it goes with the album. It's a vibe. I mean,
So it's funny because
it's a good song.
It wasn't just I think about it now, but it wasn't just during Peekaboo. But I'm sure you noticed during the performance. I mean, obviously it's live. It's for the Super Bowl. This is a worldwide audience with children. So he couldn't be cussing. He couldn't.
Yeah,
be,
he did really well with that.
Amazing.
I mean, that's really tough, and it did make it a little more like difficult, I think, for people to understand what he's talking about. Maybe, or like even for me, like I was like, oh, it's jolting, but
I think
hey,
it's one
man,
of those
he pulled it
where
off.
If you know, you know,
right?
And if you don't, then you don't, right?
Yeah.
Where if you know what he's supposed to be saying, you're like, oh my gosh, like he's not saying these things he can't say.
Yeah, that's incredible.
While still keeping a flow, while still being able to not chop the song up where you don't know what he's talking about, you know, while walking 60 yards on a football field to another stage, you know, and amazing looking bell-bottom jeans.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point.
Well, yeah, and the whole coordination of everybody moving around and stuff. The production that went into this is crazy. And the video you just showed me before this with Samuel L. Jackson and Kendrick like doing like a dress rehearsal or whatever.
The blocking of it all. Yeah.
Oh my God. So
sick,
cool.
Man. It's just so genuine, dude. It just gives off such a genuine vibe of all of it, you know,
Let's talk more symbols too, because people might not understand what a lot of them like. I actually got a text from my cousin who was like, what is the A on his chain? And the minor A, right?
A minor.
The lowercase a and stuff. It actually took me a minute because I was like, I don't know.
I'll be honest with you.
I thought it might have been like Aubrey Graham or something, but which would be weird though. So I don't know why I thought that.
I don't know if it's 100% just A minor.
Oh,
I don't know, okay? Because
there's more to
it. No. I don't think it's anything deeper than that. I think that's where it kind of does get a little crackpot when it comes to Kendrick fans, right?
Okay.
I believe it's just the A in PG Lang. I believe it's just the font that they use for the label PG Lang.
Oh, is that what it is?
And I think it's just an A from PG Lang. I believe so.
Okay.
Now, it could 100%. He could definitely be like, oh, well, if I'm going to have any letter from PG Lang, let's make it
okay, I see
A minor. But
no, that actually makes more
think
sense,
it
but
does.
that's what I thought of.
Regardless, it's that. It's, hey, let's have his ex-girlfriend Crip walk.
Dude, okay, so
Shout out to Serena
I think
Williams.
everybody knows now, I guess. If you didn't know, you probably know now. But yeah, Serena Williams and Drake used to date, and so that's just a huge, like, fuck you to Drake. And also, because she's Compton, from Compton, and, like, you know, representing her hometown. So, like, that's crazy, and he got her to do that.
And then the whole SZA got you wiped down, but is going on a national tour with you and performing with you at the Super Bowl. So, and also another.
Oh yeah, they dated too.
No, they didn't date. But I don't have any ill will against you for not knowing that that's a Drake lyric, because that's how awful that song was. But when one of the original shots from Drake was where he said SZA has you wiped down, all these other artists has you yada yada yada. But,
interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
So now SZA's on tour with him and performing at the Super Bowl with him.
Yeah, well, they're from the same. They used to be from the same label.
And in the same vein as that, another Drake lyric that didn't age like milk is the whole big as the Super Bowl.
Oh man.
What
if they get him next year though? That'd be hilarious.
Oh yeah, and he can perform what?
Oh my god, I know he'd probably get booed or something. It'd be terrible. Be so
and I know
bad.
there's probably plenty of Drake fans.
Oh my god. Anyways, we don't want to. But yeah, so I think one more symbol. Well, the GNX car, of course. If you're not familiar, his most recent album is GNX, and so that's why he starts it standing on the Grand National. And then he's wearing a jacket that says Gloria. You know, I couldn't figure that out at first. I thought it was like a Florida jacket, but it said Gloria when I watched it back. And that's a song off the new album GNX that I love.
I will say, going back to the car, the GNX car, he actually, believe it or not, bought 2 of those.
Oh, yeah?
He bought one that he uses, that he drives.
Right.
And then the one that was there for the show, they stripped because I don't know if you saw, but like 30 people came out of that car. So they stripped the
Oh,
interior,
that makes sense. Okay.
all the stuff out of it. So when they parked it over this hole in the stage,
okay,
they were able to bring all the people through.
Right.
But
that makes sense. That's cool.
I think it's the 149th GNX made.
Yeah.
Because it was only made for a year.
Yeah.
At that time, it was the fastest stock car that you could buy in America.
Really?
It was the Grand National.
Okay.
Yes, the GNX in particular. Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you don't know, Chase is also a very knowledgeable car guy.
I like NASCAR,
too, so.
Cars
and Kendrick.
Man, I tell you what, man. I'm going Daytona 500 on Sunday.
He is.
So.
He is going to Daytona. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and when he's standing on the GNX, this is crazy. He opened the show with an unreleased song, or it was the teaser for Squabble Up or something, right? Or the new album.
Yep, because it was a teaser for the album. Yep.
Yeah,
that's still unreleased. 100%.
But then it's still not released. So like, does that mean we're getting a new album, or is it just one of those things that he wrote? Because he's done that before. He'd perform on Colbert or whatever, and just do a random little tiny verse, and then never release anything.
Wasn't there another one?
I mean, he just writes a lot of lyrics.
Wasn't there a second part too, where he's like sitting in front of a group of guys that are doo-wopping?
The acapella shit?
Yeah.
I thought that was Man in the Garden, or
Is that
was
what
it?
Was?
Part of it was Man in the Garden, but it did sound different to me. I was like, I don't recognize this at first.
It did sound a bit different, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but that ended up being, if you look at the set list listing, it says A Man in the Garden, which is off the new GNX album. But yeah, that acapella shit was so cool.
Dude,
I was like, what the fuck is this?
That the plays on like, they want me to play their song, but you know they love to sue, like all that stuff. Like that's stuff that that's new. Like that's not a song. That's not something that's been done. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was almost like a musical. It was almost like Kendrick Lamar. You know, Drake's a pedophile, the musical. You know what I mean? Kendrick Lamar presents. You know what I'm saying? Like
part of it, part of it. I think that was a big part of it. No, you're good. No, that was a big part of it when
we haven't got to the Say Drake. We haven't got to
exactly.
That
well, I mean, that is just. That's going to go down in history.
Oh my God.
Smiling at the camera. When he smiled at the camera and says, "Say, Drake, I heard you like him young."
You know what?
You know
what that is? You know what that is?
What's that?
That is this generation's Michael Jackson Thriller.
Yeah.
When Michael Jackson opens his eyes after he's been consumed by the beast or whatever, and he's got those yellow eyes, and it's like that crazy look.
Yeah.
That's this generation's Michael Jackson Thriller. It is fucking Kendrick Lamar stepping sideways in those bell-bottom fucking jeans and that Gloria jacket, staring down fucking Aubrey Graham's soul in front of a worldwide audience.
Yeah.
Saying, "Hey Drake, I heard you like him young." Like, how do you come back
on the song that just won 5 Grammys that he's trying to sue him for? And it was like, people were like, is he actually gonna do Not Like Us? Because that's a little, he's being sued for it a little bit right now or whatever, which is some bitch shit. But anyways, it's, it was questionable if he was going to do it, but he won 5 Grammys, and it's like, I'm doing it. I mean,
certified lover boy.
You just won Grammys for the thing.
That,
you can't perform it now?
If we can just get an excerpt, too, about that. The fact that this man won a Grammy.
Yeah.
Is walking up to the stage for this award while they're playing... And Bucket got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. While he is walking up to the stage, bro. Like, how crazy is that, dude? Like, can we just take a second to acknowledge this man just won a Grammy off of dissing a motherfucker.
And then everybody sang A minor during in the Grammy celebration.
The Grammys, the Super Bowl.
The most, supposed to be sophisticated.
It went out for 35 seconds or so, bro. They held that R for so long, dude. Jeez Louise, man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. So, yeah. I would say that the Drake beef was a huge bit of symbolism that he used. Like, he did a lot of symbols towards that. Serena Williams, looking at him, maybe the A minor thing, playing Not Like Us, talking about him suing it. I would say that was a big concept of the performance, but then another big concept was just like, yeah, saying fuck you to people who, because he went on to play DNA and kind of touch on that too, where, Uncle Sam is like telling, don't do this, you can't do that. And I mean, DNA starts with like a Fox News clip that's like, dissing on Kendrick Lamar. And so
music.
oh, I don't like it. I don't like it or whatever. It starts. And then he's, I got, and goes off on people telling him like, no, like, I'm going to say what I want to say. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no censorship here.
I think that it was just the victory lap. Well, I guess the victory lap is the
victory lap of an amazing year.
But it's just the
victory lap of an amazing year.
It's the culmination, man. It's just the culmination, and I was ecstatic, dude. I felt like a little kid. For me personally, the last Super Bowl halftime show that I really was like, holy, cow, this is a crazy performance. I really did like the Bruno Mars one. I'm not gonna not mention him because I think Bruno Mars is a hell of a performer. I thought that was a great show. Good. Yeah. But the last halftime show that I was like, wow, like this is another level of art was Prince. Watching Prince in New Orleans in the rain on that stage, just shredding a fucking guitar in his cymbal, playing Purple Rain, was like, oh yeah, this guy fucks, right? Right? Like,
I'm sure he did quite a bit of that.
Game blouses, right? And so, like, that was the last time I was just like, oh, this is a world-changing thing. And I really, I think this is something that
this is one of my favorites. I liked the Dr. Dre one quite a bit. I think Beyonce's was pretty cool back in the day. I also liked the regular ones where it's like Tom Petty playing. I love the Tom Petty one, man.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
That was a great one.
That's you gotta know ball to appreciate that. So 100%, I agree with you there. R.I.P. Tom Petty, man. Holy shit.
For sure. But the Dre one was cool. And there's something I'm looking at my notes here, and he brought out. I'm looking at your shirt. I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier. Mustard! This guy is sitting here wearing a mustard shirt.
Yeah, just come on out and chill, bro. Why not, bro? Why not? Yeah. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, it was perfect. I mean, in the order of the set list was amazing too. I love that he ended with TV off. It just
turns TV off, man.
Yeah, turn the TV off. It's perfect. He's so methodical with all the shit he does. I feel like it almost had like a story to it, with like going into the songs with SZA and kind of like calming it down, Samuel L. Jackson being like, oh yeah, this is better. And I really liked hearing Luther. I love that song. Yeah. That was so cool.
Yeah.
And SZA sounds great.
I said it last time I was on how much I listen to GNX, and man, it does not get old for me. If anything, I like it more and more. Even songs that I remember when we talked about it last time, both of us kind of agreed we weren't that crazy about GNX, the song. Right, and I still am not necessarily crazy about it, but man, it's still got a bop to it. Like there are still times where you're like,
I'm glad he didn't play it though.
Who taught you how to run a blitz? Tell him Kendrick did it. Like there's times where you're just.
I'm glad he did Peekaboo instead of that one though.
Me too.
Because Peekaboo is cooler.
Peekaboo is one of my favorite songs on the album.
That's actually a great one. Yeah.
I just put them buggers on my chain. But man, I was definitely surprised that a massive portal didn't open up in the world when he screamed mustard during the halftime show. I thought for sure that would be enough energy for a portal or a black hole of some sort to open in this dimension and suck Drake into it. I thought that.
Well, that's why he was in Australia. He was in Australia to stay far enough away from the portal.
Hey man, I thought maybe like
the portal.
Wait, let me see if I can do a Drake.
And he messed with the wrong guy, man. That's
man,
crazy.
You think maybe I get a jacket with like?
Is that your Drake?
Like bullets in it, or like? Do you think that'd be good, or what? Like, it's just me and my wolves.
Oh yeah, he's playing the victim now. Yeah, he wore a jacket with bullets in it.
Yeah, man,
man, you guys have just been like being mean to me.
Nah, man,
now.
It's defamation, fam. It's defamation.
Okay.
It's not right. OVOXO.
Yeah.
It's not right. It's not right, fam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make some drums. But nah.
Anyways, we
you can cut all
that pretty much
out.
is our thoughts on this,
can
though.
cut
But
all
I
that
would
out.
say that would you say this is the most conceptual halftime show
ever? It's gotta
besides
be.
like I think Beyonce had some concepts of her thing too, but this one had the most
I think,
messages and symbolism
yeah,
to it.
Yeah.
And so that's probably why for a Kendrick fan it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And because all the stuff in it, but then if you're not, you're
if
probably
you're a
like, what the hell
layman,
was
yeah,
that?
what is
And-
this? Yeah. If
And
you're an
then
old
where
white,
are the hits too? Like for a casual Kendrick listener too, they're like,
yeah.
I don't know, where's, but I mean, at least he did Not Like Us and TV Off. Like everybody's gonna love that shit. But he did Euphoria, which was weird too. I can't believe he did that.
I love Euphoria.
That's
man. That's my
amazing,
favorite
dude.
song in all of the disses is Euphoria.
Yeah,
That's my favorite song in
that one's
all
crazy.
of them.
Yeah,
I just love how it's just there's something about old white people being mad that just tickles my taint, man. I'll tell you what. And I can't take credit for this. I saw a tweet that was like, old white people will complain about the Kendrick halftime show and not being able to understand it, and then go throw on some fucking Pearl Jam where it's like feel it, it's like what did that guy just say, right? Isn't that the same thing? So
yeah, that's a good point.
But
yeah, I wish I knew what he was saying and stuff.
Yeah,
it's too fast.
Like
I can't keep up
come
with
on,
it.
man. Be honest. Just say you don't like black people. It's okay.
Oh my god.
Are you allowed to say that on this podcast?
No, I think you can.
Oh my
no,
gosh.
of course. Yeah.
I
we
love
can say whatever we want.
all people.
But like,
just want that to be
no,
clear.
of course, yeah. No, it's more. I think it's an age thing too, and that even if you're not, feeling like that, there are certainly those people out there. But like, I think it's more so like that.
I don't know. I guess I can find
because it's new music. It's like it's hard for older people, like to comprehend music. It takes a minute, and or it never happens. I feel like, and we may get like this too, where we get set in our ways, and we don't even listen to new music or try to adventure outside of the box and stuff like that.
I can definitely see.
And that's the point of this
perspective.
podcast.
I can see. I can see. If you're completely new, that's all. That's your first time seeing Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
People are like, "What in the world?" But I just like I don't know. So it's funny. We were talking about some of our favorite halftime performances ever.
Yeah.
Do you know your least favorite?
Least favorite?
I know mine.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it was probably like the Janet Jackson one or whatever. I just don't fuck with that music
don't
that
like
much.
titties?
I mean, that was the best part to me.
That's great. My least favorite was Coldplay.
Okay, I could see that too. I forgot they played. I'm not a Coldplay fan either.
Okay,
Really.
I like.
People are gonna be mad at me after that one. Oh shit, that's the part we're gonna have to cut out.
I'm saying that takes all the heat off of me.
Yeah, forget all the stuff you said. I say I don't like Coldplay. People are gonna rip my
thank goodness.
face off.
Thank goodness. Oh my god. Whew.
Saved you right
but
there.
no, Coldplay. I like Coldplay. It was all yellow, all that good stuff. Not the place and time to listen to Coldplay is at the Super Bowl.
Game. Yeah.
I don't think anybody wants to, listen to the scientist when they got to go tackle another grown man. And it's not just the football players, but it's the fans, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But, okay, I remember people being like, yo, this isn't the time or the place. The only kind of excuse I've heard for why people don't enjoy this show is because it's rap, or it's because they're not familiar with rap, or etc.
Yeah, or they don't like the message, like the sort of like it's not the Uncle Sam message. People are very patriotic, and I don't think I don't think Kendrick's trying to say anything against the United States like that
I'll be
hard.
honest with you,
it's
man.
just like I
feel like there's a big bulk of that side that isn't even smart enough to realize it was a dig. I feel like
really?
I feel like there's a
they're like Samuel L. Jackson.
The American flag, red, white, and blue.
Yeah,
I love America. I'm so serious.
Maybe.
I feel like there is a good.
Maybe
it's
he
not
made
the
it subtle
majority.
enough.
I don't feel like it's the majority, but I feel like there's a good amount enough of people that were just like, oh America, cool, right?
Okay.
And those people can vote. But Other than that, man, it was a hell of a. I mean, thank
Dude,
God.
I had a great time watching it.
Thank
Yeah.
God, dude. The game sucked.
Yeah,
Game is awful.
I enjoyed the game because like I was rooting for the Eagles.
Yeah,
so,
but, man,
and I was with Josh. Was just having a good time. Josh, the whole time the game was going. Every time they scored, he'd go, "Ba, ba, ba, da," and he'd be dancing. Da, da, da. He stands up in the living room. Da, da,
That's
da,
great.
da.
That
They
is
not
great.
like us. He was just. It was the perfect song for.
That was great.
You know,
You
the
guys
whole
got to
thing.
do it live at Wakaiva tomorrow.
Oh yeah, okay.
Josh acapella.
Yeah. But all right, I think those are our thoughts on the
just about
halftime
wraps it
show,
up.
dude. I love it. Thank you for being here, dude. You're the man. There's no one I would rather have on this podcast episode, and I knew you'd bring some knowledge to it too, and we could talk about like everything that went on with that, all the details that people might not realize, and we're big Kendrick fans, so this was huge.
Huge Kendrick fan, man. Hugely Niemer fan, man. Huge
Chase Gordon fan.
And I appreciate the hell out of you having me on too, bro. Before we do get out of here, I do gotta, voice my opinion on my gripes about your top 25 bassist list, man. I think it is just absolutely blasphemous that you left this guy out. I can't be the only guy out there that thinks about this too, but man, the fact that Lee Niemer is not on that list, just
me.
That's
oh my God, you got me again.
Nah, that shit. I don't know, man.
Okay.
I kind of killed the credibility of the host of the show for me. But other than that, man, I'll tell you what, Lee, you've done a bang up job with this podcast, bro. I know you're doing it for your own enjoyment, the right reasons, man. It's a good listen. I'm so serious. When I was talking to Future Chase earlier, I listen to these at work, man, and it's an easy listen.
Dude.
It feels like it's coming from a knowledgeable, honest place. Even when you're talking about music and artists and albums that I've never heard of before, I feel like it's like we were talking about with Doechii earlier. It's somebody that I enjoy and listen to now, and you put me on to that, man. So definitely somebody whose musical views and opinions I respect, man. So I appreciate the hell out of you having me on to do this. And
dude, thank you. Oh, come on, man. You support me so much, dude, and give me positive feedback and everything and reassurance. And I always appreciate the text like, dude, nice episode and everything. Thank you so much for all the support, dude, because, I've always told you, if you're the only person listening to this, I'll still make it. I'll still keep making it.
I will,
even if it's just you.
We can come on. I will record and
we'll just do it because it's fun, man.
I'm
and
that much of a narcissist, dude. Just so I can hear myself talk,
Same.
Like,
I have the right musical opinions, okay?
And y'all don't.
Yeah.
These are not my top 25.
That's
These
right.
Are the top
It's
25.
the. Yeah. No, I try to say Lee's. This is Lee's top 25, maybe.
Hey, man, only opinion that matters, bro. Fuck Rolling Stone. Fuck Double XL.
That's what's
it's all
up.
about Lee's listening, bro. Before you know it, dude, I'm telling you, it'll be on the level of Nardwuar. You think I'm kidding?
Nardwuar.
You keep it going, bro.
Nardwuar.
Right energy, whatever, man. You can take it as far as you want, bro.
Okay. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, Lee.
Much love. Thanks, everybody listening.
Y'all be good.
Catch you next time.
They not like us.
We're going to get chased back on something before too long, too. Whether it's a Kendrick thing or an album review or something. So, thanks, y'all. Bye.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh.